Hello, greatness. How are you doing today or tonight? Again, you might be going through this lessons as a morning devotion or as a night devotion, right? I encourage both. You can use it as a time of meditation. That's why we have this nice sound behind it. It's calming. If you are struggling to sleep at night, you can equally use it. Just play it at the background whilst you lay down, and I promise you, it will put you to sleep. Okay, let's go on. Lesson number 19 from the book Christ in You by Joseph Berner, read by your humble brother, Vincent Oppong. Lesson 19, Heaven is within you. May I help you in this chapter by giving you some little experience of my own. I think you know that the passing from the earth plane is different from almost every individual and is entirely what each one makes it. So the birth into real life should be exactly like an awakening on a beautiful morning when the dawn is stealing over the land, touching everything with a purity and freshness belonging only to the first hours of the day. It is meant that we should open our eyes and see God everywhere. Just this simple, homely, or familiar awakening into harmony and peace. God grant that you all may begin this experience where you are. Then you will enter the more fully into reality, when that which is in part should be done away. Like the Apostle Paul said, we know in part and we prophesy in part. The consciousness of God is stealing over the earth, touching all things into purity and truth by its burning, glowing love. The fire descends and ascends as revealed to you in the symbolic sacrifice of Abel. All things are revealed to you in your scriptures. Man has made this book the medium of interpretation wherein God reveals wisdom. If you only knew you could read God in every inspired work. My goodness. But the Bible is your rich and hallowed treasure. In this ancient story, you find the eternal truth of the two in one. The place of meeting, a place of sacrifice. So please read carefully whenever you are reading the Bible. I passed into the plane of realities gently. My transition was entirely unexpected by my friends. For this I thank God. As my dear ones were spared the cruel anticipation and dread of separation. This was a great help to me, as I soon found I could comfort and help them to something of my joy. This we all can do. What we cannot do is to rid you of false beliefs. This you must do for yourselves. You can never lose your own, here or hereafter. More than that, you find that your own is greater, your circle is wider, your beloved ones infinitely more beautiful and even more familiar. For there is nothing strange in love. Rejoice, have no fear. Fear is the cloud that dims the spiritual vision. The angels came to say, fear not. Fear would keep you from all that is good. It is nothing more than an emanation from the material sense and can be dispelled into an instant by the perfect love. Man is rising out of the fear of evil, the fear of God, the fear of man. The truth will set you free from all that separates man from God. So again, the central idea of everything we are talking about or we've talked about up till now is that oneness between God and man. God did not create man to be separated from him. Neither did he create man for man to be separated from God. It is lack of understanding. It is that same trick that the enemy employed to cause man to be separated from God. That if we engage in something outside of us, then we will get to know God. Whilst God all this while has been with man. Emmanuel, God is with man. The very heathen are seeking God by the lowliest worships, for in their worship is aspiration. I discovered this when freed from the body. I was slow to comprehend that I had passed through the experience called death, to find myself a living and breathing soul, never so much alive as then. It was too much for me. Messiah. I felt overwhelmed by the reality and the unlimited sense of things slowly dawning upon me. He said, it was too much for me. I felt overwhelmed by the reality and the unlimited sense of things which were slowly dawning upon me. Was it a delicious dream? You see, much of my false belief clung to me. I had expected a tremendous change in personality. I forgot that Jesus showed his hands and his feet, the same Jesus. How slow we are to believe. But when we are ready to learn, we forget all error and ignorance and enter quickly into truth, which is our own. Bless and thank God for the knowledge of the wholeness and unity of the race. I tell you, there is nothing lost into which God has breathed the breath of life. My goodness. He said, I tell you, there is nothing lost into which God has breathed the breath of life. I thought also that I had not surely gone to heaven, for I did not seem to be in any place. I had a new understanding, a fresh living consciousness of God. My eyes could see. The scales had fallen from my inner vision, and love seemed the very breath of being. It was too much to enter into. Then it was as though I slept. Oh, how can I tell of the awakening? Such an awakening will be yours too, the best and the highest I had ever imagined was realized. The deepest longing of my nature was satisfied. My purest thought was answered. Spiritual truths were no longer in some far off distance, but a part of my very self. This had always been. The only change that had come about was my unclouded consciousness of the Godhead. Now you see why I give you my personal experience, that you may know that heaven is indeed within you. It was as if I had just begun real life. I was a child with everything to learn, and from then till now, the unfoldment has never ceased. Ever fresh visions, wider horizon, reaching after a richer satisfaction to find that God is without beginning and without end. For love never rests in enjoyment of itself. Love must be pure and pour itself out. And a longing came to me to help those who were coming along the road I had traveled. Oh, to tell them something of the indwelling Christ. We love you all and long to show you what you possess. I want you to understand that there is no separation between us. We are interior inhabitants. There are other inner penetrating states of existence of whom I will not speak now. It is a great joy to be able to reach you with these thoughts. You need not wait for heaven. God, heaven, the whole of good is yours even now. For Christ is God incarnated and dwells within your heart for real. So near that the feeblest whisper is heard. Aye, before you speak, he hears and he answers. For he is behind all thought and speech. He also fills all space. And let the church say, amen. Amen. God richly bless you again. This has been Christ in You by Joseph Bernard, read by Vincent Oppong. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let somebody join us as we grow together. And with that said, I'll see you in the next lesson, lesson 20, titled Growth, Real or Unreal.